It's your boy Jsizz, you know what it is. Like we said, we were going to take apart the KS3M a little bit and see how we can get the PSU away from the case itself and keep that heat away from board 3. We're in the process of doing this, and you will see some content for it coming up at some point. I might even rush that content because I think it's very important that miners that have always been dealing with that third board temperature can find some relief, or at least get some ideas on what to do. Probably going to be doing it very simple for those miners and for ourselves as well. We'll do like a 3-finger in between the PSU and the box so that we can continue to use the factory cables and collect that data. I don't have any problem extending these cables for the control board power at all, and take the PSU even further away. But I'm just trying to go ahead and see what we can do as far as right out of the box, and with as little supplies as possible, DIY this thing at the most cost-effective way and the quickest way, and get some data and see what that's going to show. And I believe it's going to show some good data as far as getting that board 3. Some of those chips that are in this higher area here, chip 54 and on up, out of that 89 to 90 raise, especially with some nice duct. Right now we're running the 10-inch duct on the KS5s. And we saw this same issue when we were running the 6-inch duct. Of course, GreenMiner recommends that y'all, if you're going to use duct, at least nothing smaller than 8-inch duct, and make sure that it's as straight as possible while you're running it. So we've already connected the power up to the PSU here, where we've removed the sleeve a little bit and got it compressed down onto the board with keeping the sleeve in any of these areas here. And we've got these areas marked out here where when we're 3-finger away for the mounting parts on the board here, then we'll go ahead and get the grounds as well. And this particular way that we're doing it here, we'll be able to have the protective shroud on the PSU while it's leaning over here. I'll probably use a piece of 3-inch foam or something like that to keep the PSU, so I'm not having to fabricate any aluminum or anything to attach to the case from 3 inches away or whatnot, and also have the cover on top of the machine protecting these wires and the control board. So with leaving the sleeve on here, it's going to be really nice not having any wires exposed for if you were down there or wherever you were working around the machine, hitting those wires and worrying about killing yourself. So that's going to be very nice. But anyway, I hope everyone's having a good day. Yeet! Hey, we're going to look something like this. As far as you see the 10-aught line there, PSU away from the machine. We'll go ahead and we'll make a little bit of some foam or something that we can put in between here just for safety precaution, even though the 10-aught is so stiff coming off of the PSU to the case itself, keeping it a safe distance away. But you can see kind of how it will look with the case on. Everything's protected. The upper case on the PSU, everything's protected, and of course we left the loom on all the wires so that if, for safety precautions, of course. Yeah, I'm thinking we're going to get some good data from this. All right, we're down here in the mine. We have the modified KS3M with the PSU separated from the case of the hash board of the KS3M itself. We have it all taped up. You can see here we have the control board area sealed, where I believe the PSU actually funnels some of that through, but the boards and the area of the fans for the entrance to the case and the exit of the case, they travel through as well. So I'm going to go ahead and close that off, collect data on that. Hopefully the board is okay with that, so we can have the heat exiting and go into the dwelling. Not right now. I mean, yes, right now that's going to happen because we're going to test it, and of course it's going to do that. We are not ready for the KS3M to heat the home yet, but in order to get an accurate test, we got to do the whole shebang. We got to make sure it is connected, sealed within the ductwork, because we know what the data is as far as it running within the ductwork. Now the KS3M, we've never ran it in 10-inch. It may work just fine within the 10-inch. We've already seen the KS5 work just fine in the 10-inch, but we need this data. We need to do this test. We need to collect this information
so that if we do, in fact, at any point, say with the summer setup, see an issue with that board 3 getting warm with the 10-inch ductwork going out, as the ductwork is going to be much further for the summer setup, that we've got a plan in place that we can protect the machine and have the temperatures cooler for those hash boards. So I hope everyone's having a good day. We'll see you. All right, we got it plugged in. We've got it on. It's actually going through its process. Actually, we're seeing a normal light coming from the control board, which is a really good sign. PSU solid green, showing normal sign as well. We're rolling through it right now. We're going to hang out here for about 4 or 5 minutes and make sure everything is looking good before we go up, and make sure that all the data is on the correct pools and whatnot, which actually we're not too concerned about right now. The temperature is what we're concerned about, so we'll just let it hash. Hopefully it is hashing on Unmineable right now. I'll go ahead and check here in a second. We don't know as far as it coming back from service if they did a full factory reset, which they probably did, so it's probably hashing right now for a Kaspa pool for free for somebody. Probably Iceriver themselves. So, but yeah, we'll just let that go there and keep an eye on it and see what we get. All right, we got the wires switched out. The 10 AUG audio. We started to see a little bit of stress in the sheath for the cable itself. So with that being said, pulled that out, replaced it with 600 volt 10 AUG ROS compliant, just heavier duty wire here. And we have it on right now, and it's coming around. As far as the PSU has already went full green light on that, and then it'll go ahead and go full green light on the control board. We're going to keep an eye on it and make sure that this heavy duty wire is fine before we go ahead and cap everything off. Let it run for a while and check that data. Alright, your boy Jsizz, you know what it is. Hey, so I did not get a chance to go to the store and get some more aluminum so I could make custom runners for the PSU, but with it being as cold as it is and the need to have the KS3M up and running, that's really great that it's connected to the burn pool, because then we can see some burning going on. Of course, we'd all like to see some burning going on. And we'll see even more burning going on once the KS5s are paid off and they go on the burner too. So we went ahead and we bent the actual runners for the KS3 here on the end so it tips up and gets the case removed off from the machine. The case there, you can see we've got still a good 4-finger gap on the bottom, not much of a gap at the top, but you can still, we see that we got that gap that we were looking for as far as removing the PSU from the side of the case and running it now. We shouldn't have any problems with those runners because they're factory runners. We just bent them. I did want to pick up some, make my own, so they could be a little further out, so PSU could be a little farther away, but this will give us a little bit of data, because we've seen the KS5s are running really good with the 10-inch ductwork covering the whole case and the PSU, and if and when in the wintertime setup, when things start warming up and whatnot, and we run this setup here, we can remove the PSUs from them as well. I'll probably make some custom runners then at that point to bring the PSU a little further away, but just to keep that heat off the case. As you all know, that's been a problem on board 3 to see chips get really warm there, because that's the side the PSU is on of the case. So yeah, I hope everyone's having a really good day. And KS3 is running. Need to go up top, make sure that the pool's on there all good. I'm sure it's already been reset from the factory, but yay. Full inspection here. There's a KS3 with the PSU off of it. We see great data. Yep, you can see there's a yellow chip right there. That is on board 2 in the center. So that means Iceriver, after the service repair, they sent us a board that either has some bad paste on it or it's a bad silicon lottery. Board 2 is in the center of the machine. Those ones always run the coolest. That is the only chip that we have on the KS3M that is running where it shouldn't be. Of course, running out of time, and I'm doing some other things as far as we have already moved the PSU off of the KS5, which, boom, automatically dropped everything down. We don't have anything even close to warning. Looks like this one right here is at 89, which is better than when it was running at 90, and everything else is 87. So this is our troubler chip right here. as far as that tells me that if this thing creeps back up to 90, even with the PSU off of it, then I'm going to need to get a longer Ethernet and get that KS3M away from that KS5. But it is a far cry from where it was, because this particular machine with the KS3M running next to it had that chip in like 93, 94, and 3 other chips at 91, which was no bueno. That's why I went ahead and opted to just go straight to removing that PSU, customizing those runners really quick, and getting it off of the case. I'm going to do the same thing to the second KS5 that's down there, because I'm already in that mode. I might as well just do it. As you can see, there's 2, 3 chips at 90 and 1, 2 chips at 89. So we might as well, since we know it works, it cools it down, get it cool as possible, do that, and then possibly tomorrow I'll go ahead, pull the KS3 apart, repaste board 2. I mean, look at this, board 3, which was our trouble board that we had in the machine. Highest chip temperature on it, 79. I mean, most of these chips are like 73, 75, maybe 76 at the most. Board 1, there's a chip on there that shows 83. It's probably another issue with paste and stuff. I did notice that when I was looking in there, it looks like they're still using that pink paste, which is no bueno. It's kind of crumbly. You need to have the MX6 that T-Swift, Panda, all those guys use. It's a liquid. It's very good. It's not going to have any bubbles in it, and it's going to keep your chips cool. So we're going to go ahead and keep an eye on that. It's crazy though. Board 2, always the coolest board on all these machines, and it's got freaking a warning chip on it. So it is what it is. Yeah, so I hope everybody's having a great night. Yeet! All right, this should give us a good idea of how well pulling the PSU off does. You can see here on the lower KS5 in the mine, that lower shelf, 61's got 90 on it, 63, 64's got 90 on it, 59 chip has 89, and there's a couple 88s right above that. We're going to go ahead, because it's been running for a little while here, refresh that. Here we go. Hopefully it's been running long enough that we're back up to temps, but let's take a peek. Okay, it's been running for 11 minutes. Look at those. We've got a couple 88s there, but those 90s are gone at the moment. It's working really well. So our theory so far has really shown itself, proved itself to be worthy. And you can see here, here's the KS5 on the top shelf that was really close to the KS3M. And hottest chip is 88. And those other areas that were saying 88 are no longer 88, and they're just bumped into 89 again. But much cooler than what we were seeing when the KS3 was running up next to it and hitting those warning chips. So that's pretty awesome. Just bending the runners, moving the PSU off the case is proven to be a DIY dream for a miner who's seeing these chips increase in heat. It's just a design flaw for my server. So it'll fix it for you. Yeet.